the land of the rising sun. Ndane kuma kahabo. Ndi Biafra. Umu check up. Israel na Africa. Na the Gulf of Guinea. Hey! Biafra is sure. His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic. Omogin anabata in Europe. Aina sigin no. Obato bienke Biafra. Onye nkuku akwa ụmụ Biafra. Otu arịrị nke Biafra. Anụ nkankamki. Mmejiri gbago onye ira si na ọdịrọ nkọ. Oche na mmụọ. Ọdịkankamire. Umene Fulani. The end of Nigeria. You are the Joshua of Biafra. You are leading us to the promised land. Biafra government in exile. The cabinet members of the government in exile. The de facto government in the homeland. Anyị sunu jisike o. Ọ ga-abara unu. Ọbụnagodo onye isi na-afụ ụzọ na-afụ mbọ unu na-agba. Jisike n'ọrụ. Our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Okukalo, Ohamadike one of Biafra, Dike Ana Ogunanya, the Black Messiah. Okukubala Nigeria n'olu, Kelo Abunsobu, Kabupo. The symbol of African freedom. The world's living apostle of truth. Nigerian prison cannot break your spirit. You are the Moses of Biafra. We remember our eternal leader, Dim Chukwameka Odumegwu Chukwu. He came by Newi. You died, but your spirit is fighting for your children. You are our godfather, the Abraham of Biafra. We cannot forget you, our own. Philip Effiong, Onu Baranyalfa, the one that gave us our name. You are dead, but your spirits are alive. I think I will go Wula na Biafra, the promised land. I got into Webu Biafra. I can Njoku. Obasinti Igwe. Onye twanya na la hekwara anyị na nkwa. Anyị ga-agba egwu ọhụụ wee na nwayọ were nwayọ gbara m egwu a. Aha abịa egwu abịa ya egwu onye agbalịrị ọka ya ekwe n'isi egwu anyị ji ana
Biafra, the only hope we have. We salute you. We appreciate you. We salute you. We appreciate you. No. Amadike, one no Biafra. Njoku, Chukwuki, Kechekwagi, let it in the rogi. Dragon Master, Biko do. My Prime Minister, Atakata Abuo. Take us to bus stop. Era yo tutu na anyasi. Anya chikenewo, ego yi nothing na jogodo. We want to go, yo. Enu na. Ofoka injejenu. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. Cabinet members, down low. Media people, GCK. Deep down our heart, yo. Oh, Biafra, GCK. We are proud of you. We are very, very grateful. GCK. We cannot forget all your sacrifice. GCK. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you.
It's Black Star Bitch.
They're going to Bana Pusyoko. Yo. Biafra Liberation Army. Biafra Defense Force. Biafra Marino. Biafra National League. Omunikwe Battalion. We cannot forget all your sacrifice. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, we salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you.
Biafra is here. Special thanks to Moses Simon, the Prime Minister.
Biafra. We're not put our
witness me. I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, We will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
I appreciate everyone that has connected wherever you are connecting from. Please like and share this program. Do not keep the program to yourself. Share it so that other people can join us. Share it so that other people can follow up to get the updates on things that are going on. My fellow Biafrans, we are in a time that every one of us must be calm and committed. The time to test your mental stability has come. The time to test your mental toughness is now. Do not allow anybody to distract you. Do not allow anyone to deceive you. Do not allow any propagandist to distract you from what we are doing. You must make sure you focus on the direction of freedom. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, be focused on your freedom. Our preparation for the convention is ongoing from all directions. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is keeping his promises and keeping his words. All he needs is our support. Wherever you are as a Biafran, the only thing that is required is your support. You must support the Biafran government, support our Liberation Army, support our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the best way you can. Do not allow any propaganda or blackmail to distract you. Do not allow any distraction coming from any angle, from any corner. Do not give room for any distraction. If you do, you will have yourself to blame. We have come a very long way. We have fought fierce battle. When it seems all hope is lost, we were able to overcome, and we arrived as winners. This time we are going to win again. Do not allow anyone to distract you. Do not allow anyone to obstruct you. Do not allow anyone to stand on your way. No matter what you hear, no matter what you see, remain focused. In the new dimension under the command of our Prime Minister Mazi Ekpa, every training that we need is what we are getting. Just like we pass through the sit at home to prepare us for the things ahead, today we are passing another test to check our mental stability, to check how prepared we are, how ready are we to do things on our own, how consistent and how sincere are we when we say, oh, we love Mazi Simon Ekpa, oh, we love our Prime Minister. Is it only in your lips? Do you only confess that love when you see him? What about when you don't see him? What are you saying about him? What about when he's not around? What are you going to do? That is the preparation we are in today. That toughness, that mental toughness, when we say that Biafra is bigger than anybody, when we say nobody can stop the coming of Biafra, when we say there is nothing the enemy will do to make us go back from the quest for Biafra, it is not just a word. You show it in action. Today we are going through that tough time training. And I know that many people are worried. I know that many people are concerned. But that is what it should be. We want to know how you want to feel. We want to see how stable you are, how mentally tough are you. Just like Mazen Nandekano said in one of his messages when he was preaching about Christianity. Mazen Nandekano said his words on Christianity is not an attack. Neither is it to demonize them or to talk against them. That he respects Christianity and respects people that deserve the respect. But he wants to make sure that we have that mental toughness. That when we are in the war front, regardless who is calling us, regardless who is in front of us, once the person declares himself an enemy, we will take the person out. It was to prepare us to know that Biafra is our religion. And Mazen Nandekano did that amazing job. We were prepared. And today, look at where we are. Making progress every blessed day. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, I want you to keep your focus. The restoration of independent state of Biafra is a task that we must carry to the end. No amount of propaganda, no amount of distraction, no amount of blackmail will stop the restoration of independent state of Biafra. Biafra will be restored. And the tax is on every single one of us. The assignment is not for one person. The assignment is for every one of us, Biafrans. That is why you must tighten up your belt. As we draw closer, we are counting days, just some few days to go. From the 29th of this month, it will become a different ball game. From 29th, today is 20 already. remaining 9 days more. From that 9 days, the process will start. And on the 2nd of December, December 2nd, it is going to be massive. It is going to be massive. 2nd of December is going to be a different ball game, and there is nothing anybody can do about that. No amount of distraction, no amount of lies and propaganda, no amount of attack will stop that declaration. As long as Chukwu Okike Abiama lives, as long as Chukwu Okike Abiama leads us, we will continue to go further, further, further until we exit. After the declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra on the 2nd of December, the total and absolute defense of Biafra land will start. We are going to defend Biafran territory by all means necessary. We are going to defend Biafran territory by all means necessary. Nothing is going to stop us. You must start to prepare yourself now. You must begin to prepare yourself now. Wherever you find yourself, whatever you do, whatever level you find yourself, you must get prepared and make your choice on how to defend yourself. The defense of Biafra land will start immediately after the declaration. Finland Convention is going to be massive. And our Prime Minister has done a great job to take us this far. Our Prime Minister have gone extra miles. And the whole world is looking towards the 2nd of December. The entire world is focused on Biafra, looking onto the 2nd of December. That is where every eye is in. They know that 2nd of December will mark the legitimacy of Biafran government. After the 2nd of December, you can no longer hold Biafra down. After December 2nd, Nigeria will have a complete parallel government. And we are going to make sure that we evict them completely from our own territory until they come to terms to our self-referendum. The Biafran people came together and they agreed that the only option that is left is exit the zone. The Biafrans do not want presidency. We are not looking for regional government. We are not looking for restructuring. We do not want to have anything to do with that name called Nigeria. Not anymore. We are asking for only one thing: the independent state of Biafra. And we have conducted a self-referendum successfully. More than 50 million people voted and still counting up till this moment as we speak. My fellow Biafrans, we must remain focused. We must remain consistent. Every single thing that we expect are all out there. Every single thing they planned, we fail. They have thrown everything to the prime minister. They have done everything they can. And the prime minister of Biafra, the program manager, defeated them. And will continue to defeat them. The enemies are fighting their last battle with their propaganda. They are scared because they know what is coming. They know very well. They know very, very well that after this very convention, it will never be the same anymore. They know that the only opportunity they have is now. They know that the only means they have is now. They know that the only chance they have is now. And will not allow them. We should not allow the enemies to have a say. We must not allow the propagandists to have a say. We must not allow their lie to fly. We must not allow their propaganda to fly. No matter how they try, they must fail. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you are watching from, the battle line has been drawn. And we are going to win. You don't need to be afraid. The countdown have already begun. And I bet you the Biafran people are doing what they have to do. No matter what the enemies are doing, no matter what they're saying, we do not care. It doesn't matter their propaganda and their blackmail. It will not hold water. We are going to overcome them, just as we have done in the past. We have swum ocean. We have swum the sea. How do you think that we cannot swim a river? Of course, a river will just be a piece of cake. We have passed through the most difficult situation. What makes you think that at this point in time that we cannot do it? We can. That is why we are here reminding everybody to stay calm. Don't be too emotional. In the actual sense of it, you should know that our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, has a lot of responsibility. And as he stands today, he's supposed to be there taking care of things for us. There are a lot of activities that he should be taking care of. But because we have seen him for too long, that is why some of us are being so much emotional. I do not blame the Biafrans. I'm not blaming you. But what we are saying is that you must not be too emotional. Don't get carried away. Focus on the countdown. Focus on the countdown. Focus on the countdown because we have but a few days to go. These remaining days, you have to begin to ask yourself a question. What am I going to do to be more prepared? What am I going to do to be more prepared? That is the question you should be asking yourself. What am I going to do to be much more ready? What am I going to do to go ahead and do what I have to do? I urge you in the name of Njoku Biafra. Do what you have to do. Prepare yourself for the battle ahead. Prepare yourself for the battle ahead. Don't allow anyone to distract you. Don't allow anybody to distract you. They will come to distract you, but don't allow them. This is not the time to allow distraction. This is not the time to pay attention to propagandists. This is not the time to pay attention to distractors. We know where we are heading, and the zoo know what is coming. The most important thing for us today is to get prepared. Are you prepared? Are you prepared? The most important thing is to get prepared. And I ask you again, are you prepared? Are you prepared on your side? You must be prepared. As the Prime Minister, Mazi Samaneba, is preparing for the last battle, as he is preparing himself for the final battle, what are you doing? Are you just there waiting? Are you just there gossiping? Or you are there doing your own part? Every one of us have something we are supposed to do. So I ask you, what are you doing? How are you doing your own responsibility? How are you doing your own part? The responsibility lies on all of us. And every one of us must rise up to do what we have to do. My fellow Biafrans that are watching this program, I urge you in the name of Njoku Biafra never to get distracted. They are going to come from different angles, from different corners. They are going to come with different agenda. But you must be consistent and resilient. Do not pay attention to their blackmail and propaganda. I want you to hear this.
My fellow Biafrans, I welcome all of you this evening to France on this France Town Hall meeting and the France tour. A lot is going on in our land, and of course, we have to defend ourselves any day, anytime. Nigeria terrorist government have come with a lot of propaganda. When you demonstrate that you are ready to fight for your freedom, they profile you. They call you criminals, they call you terrorists, they call you all manner of names. The reason for that is to demoralize you. and we must not fall for that. My fellow Biafrans, I call on you this evening, do not allow the names they call you today to demoralize you. We're remembering what Nigeria did to over 3 million Biafra children through starvation. Yet, the world, as at then, wanted us to move on. 50 years later, after recounting the numbers of Biafrans that died or should have been avoided, we are all here today for not just a revenge, but to finish what our fathers started. And of course, the most important of it all is to destroy Nigeria, the evil Nigeria entity, to destroy it. Nigeria is a terrorist state, and after destroying it, we will liberate our people through a process that has begun. The liberation of Biafra from Nigeria will restore peace, stability in our region. It will also end the upsurge of terrorists and piracy in the Gulf of Coast of Guinea, and of course beyond. The liberation of Biafra from Nigeria will restore peace and stability. Do not let the corrupt and criminal politicians to deceive you into believing supporting your own freedom is a crime, irrespective of our approach to restoring Biafra. I want to remind all of us, in 1776, the United States separated from the United Kingdom by declaration. Today, they are the world power. In 1830, Belgium separated from Netherlands. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe, both of the countries. In 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia. Today, they have transformed into global financial hub as a result of the separation. Why is it that when we call for separation, Nigeria and their criminals will be calling us terrorists? Don't fall for it. The past separation has led to the upsurge of economic development in the case of India and Pakistan, Norway, Denmark, Switzerland. Each of these separation has led to the upsurge of economic and development. In 2002, East Timor separated from Indonesia. In 1921, Ireland separated from the United Kingdom. Today, they are one of the powerful countries we have. In 1944, Iceland separated from Denmark, demonstrating that nations can part away without violence. Why do you kill Biafrans whenever we say we are fed up of Nigeria? In Nigeria, where you have dangerous diversity, in Nigeria, where you have the northern part of Nigeria practicing Islamic State, practicing Islamic Sharia law, and they have different culture, different laws, different rules, different everything. And with that kind of mentality and setup, we can never develop as a nation. That is the reason we call for the separate state, and of course for independent state for Biafra. Apart from the killings, genocide against our people, and jihad. In 1905, Norway and Sweden separated and goes their separate ways. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe because of the separation. In 1947, India and Pakistan separated. The list can go on and on and on. And when they want to tell you about Africa, they use Sudan to give you example. Biafra can never be Sudan. Biafrans are scattered all over the world, developing their countries of residence, making impact in governance and policy making. Sudan was never like that. Apart from that, we have a history. Democracy started from Biafra, and Nigeria continued to suppress us, enslave us, subjugate us into what we are today, destroying our sensibility and our sense of reasoning. Nigeria continued to enslave our people, enslave our future, and our progress. Today, in the same Nigeria, when the Biafra people try to rise through their business enterprises, Nigeria system will destroy it. They destroy it in Lagos, they destroy it in Kano, they destroy it in Kaduna, they destroy it in different parts of Nigeria. And in a system like that, you will all be diminishing until they wipe us in the surface of the earth. The only way to preserve our culture, value system, and save our life from extinction is a complete separate state. Exit from Nigeria, which the process has begun. My fellow Biafrans, today we have given a very serious warning to those threatening Biafrans about the Nigeria protest. We have absolutely nothing to do with the Nigeria protest. We are Biafrans, we don't validate Nigeria. But if any Biafran is victimized for Nigeria protesting, we have assured them we will weaponize every person who cares to carry arms for self-defense. The weaponization of these protesters, any Biafran has been killed, will start from Lagos and Abuja. We will weaponize every protesters that cares to carry arms for self-defense. I rest my case. This is a warning to those threatening Biafrans as Nigeria are planning to protest. We have nothing to do with it. But
you heard the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. His statement is live and direct. He doesn't miss words. And if any of them think that it is a crime to call for an independent state of Biafra, think again. It is the right of Biafrans to demand for an independent state because the diversity in Nigeria is a destructive one. Nigeria has nothing to offer to its citizens. You cannot match people of diverse value in one place and you're forcing them to embrace what they do not bargain for. Whatever you want to do has to be based on referendum. The people's choice. Democracy is a game of number. And they said it is the government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Today, the Biafran people have decided and say they don't want to be part of the zoo. These are people from the southeastern part of Nigeria, the old southeastern region, which is today the present south-south. South is Lower Kogi and Lower Benue. They have made their choice and say they no longer want to be part of the contraption called Nigeria. They want to have a nation of their own, and you can't stop them. The only thing you can do is to allow them to go. And the earlier you allow them, the better for every one of us. In case you don't understand, I want you to hear it and hear it clear. We are no longer part of the Zoological Republic called Nigeria. Never again.
I want every one of you to remember these three words. Nigerians, we are no more. Southeasterners and South-Southerners, we cannot become. And Biafrans, we must be. What are the declaration of the 2nd December meant to achieve? At least it is no longer a question of uncertainty. It is no longer a question of whether we are unsure. But I believe the message of the Declaration of the Restoration of Independent State of Biafra on the 2nd of December 2024 has penetrated even to the bone marrow of the enemies. So the question, and the big question is, what do we intend to achieve? They have mocked us that we are in exile. But what the truth that they are not telling themselves is that we are not only in exile. We are actually more in the homeland than what we are in exile. The truth they refuse to tell, which they continue to deceive themselves, is that every blessed Monday in Biafra land, we demonstrate that we are not just in exile. We also control the homeland. The truth they have not told you is that whenever we issue any declaration on either civil disobedience or the forceful lockdown of the Nigeria state institution in Biafra land, like we have declared from the 28th day of this August to the 26th of September, those who call us government, those who say we are in exile, will start crying. They will start all manner of propaganda, panicking, sending military terrorists in our land to try to, see whether we can change our mind, thinking that by killing our people, the pressure will, force us to change our mind. These are the things that they are not telling those gullible, idiot criminals in Nigeria that are believing in one Nigeria just because they have found themselves in a safe haven where they can commit crimes, international crimes and cyber crimes, and they will be bragging in their various communities for making money through crime. So they lie to themselves that, oh, don't listen to him, they are just in exile. Yet, each time we make any pronouncement, it becomes a problem to them. So the big question is, what do we intend to achieve? from the 2nd of December. My supporters in the United States, Biafrans in the United States, we have at least 2 objectives. We want to achieve 2 things from this 2nd of December declaration. These 2 things are the delegitimization of the Nigeria state within Biafra land and the legitimization of Biafra government within Biafra land and beyond. Our declaration will cover all grievances against Nigeria, the injustices against Biafra people by the Nigeria state, the harms suffered by the Biafra people within Nigeria. This has a standard way of delegitimizing Nigeria as an existing state and, of course, legitimizing Biafra as a new independent state. These grievances, the Biafra government have constituted a committee called the Declaration Drafting Committee that is putting and penning down every grievances we have against Nigeria. And there is the latest one, which is the student loan. Many of you have seen in the news that they have approved a student loan from every geopolitical zone, but they excluded Southeast, part of Biafra. That is technically accepting partially the declaration that is coming on 2nd of December. They're already telling us to go. But what they have refused to understand is that they don't define our map. We define our map. It is not them. They are still using the colonial mentality of giving them the demography, changing the demography for them. This is 21st century, where the people are wise and we know our boundaries. We know our land. You don't tell us where our land is and come from Yoruba land to tell us where your boundary ends, or come from the Fulani Caliphate to tell us where your boundary end, our boundary end. No, that was then. During the time of Usman Danfodio and during the time of Babangida, where you use your military degree to do whatever you want. This time around, it is not going to work like that. We know our boundary. Our boundary has been defined by the Biafra government. Our state and institutions has also been put in place by the Biafra government. So our declaration is going to state very clearly the grievances we have against Nigeria, why Biafra has come to become a remedy. Now, I use instances always, making references to the United States. Just as in the 1776 of the U.S. Declaration, when they become a new state, then they presented this particular new state of the United States as the only remedy the listed grievances for them to declare the independence of the United States. Biafra will be presented to the world as the only remedy to the insecurity that Nigeria has created in quest to bring the Islamization of Nigeria and, of course, that turn Nigeria into Islamic State. We are going to present Biafra government as a remedy to the United States, to the West, and to every other world power that cares to know. Part of the grievances will be the killings by the terrorists and the high-level corruption and political crisis that Nigeria has found itself today without any solution. Since the last election, which the European Union condemned, which the United Nations condemned, which the America condemned, and faulted everything that has to do with the result of the last election. Yet, they are recognizing the criminal who called himself Tinubu as the president. Because Nigerians are stupid. Nobody rise up against, because everybody have been captured and enslaved with terrorism. If you do the killing, the assassinating. That's why many of them are bragging. Whenever we talk, they say, Samanaka, come to Nigeria so we believe you. Do you know why? Because they think that we are going to be as stupid as those people that have killed in the past. Kensaro Wiwa, Should we start mentioning them? Anybody that rise up to challenge the impunity of the Nigeria state, the terrorist state, they eliminate the person. What is the other name? The Yoruba man, Gani Kfawemi or whatever he's called. He was assassinated. These are people who think they can make changes within the Nigeria state. It's impossible. Even this criminal called Tinubu, he ran away. He would have been killed by the military administration then, because he thought that he can have any political movement, to change whatever he want to change then, before he came back to become the governor. He ran away to exile, and probably France, because I know he has a very good relationship with people in France. Now, just like the United States, we are going to present Biafra after 2nd of December as the only remedy to the political crisis in Nigeria today. We will present Biafra as the only remedy to the upsurge of terrorists in the Sahel. I am telling you, nobody will see what we are doing today as a government in exile and don't give us that particular opportunity. We have proven beyond reasonable doubt that as Nigeria as a failed state, the only remedy that will save the life of people and also save the interests of the West, because no matter how you want to say it, we still have to protect the interests of the West, which goes a very long way in making sure that our society still remain in a sane, we still remain in a sane society, both in conflict-wise, insecurity-wise, national security, and what have you. So Nigeria no longer function as a law-governed state, capable of resolving its current political and economic crisis. My people of Biafra, our declaration in December is providing a remedy, providing alternative to the Biafra people and to the world, and to those who have business interests in the area, in Sahel area, Sahel region, and in Nigeria as a whole, because this is going to affect them positively. So Nigeria have found itself in a situation where they have become incapacitated. They are not capable of resolving every crisis that they are facing today. So the state is already a failed state. So what are we going to do in December 2nd? Our declaration will offer solution. And like I said, remedy, remedy, remedy to the economic crisis, to the insecurity, to the upsurge of terrorism, and what have you. And we believe that those who supported Nigeria to commit genocide against Biafrans in the 60s must be very ashamed of themselves today. Though we can see that many of them who are very corrupt, I am talking about those in America, for example, like, some of them we have seen removing Nigeria from the list of, special interest of a state that have committed crime against Christians, for example. Those who remove Nigeria without investigation, they are struggling very hard, trying not to look stupid by their continuous support for the Nigeria, even when they knew that Nigeria is already a failed state. The more they try to revive Nigeria, following their fake diplomatic ties, and the more Nigeria will continue to fail them. So, my people, there is no two ways about it. This time around, we have come to outsmart the nomadic system of Nigeria. And of course, our aim and objective is to bring and restore true democracy in Biafra land, which will affect the entire region. One thing people don't know is that we, this current generation fighting for Biafra liberation, we understood something that many people don't understand in the past. We understand that power, every power, is given by God. So why do you discriminate other power, whether evil or good? I want you to understand that this particular freedom we are fighting, if we do not push Nigeria out of our land, we will never have peace. Nobody ever thought of why the devil, why the Satan, or whatever it's called, why was Satan pushed from the heaven to earth? For peace to be in heaven, for peace to reign. Because if devil or Satan is still in heaven, according to Bible, do you think you'll be struggling to go to heaven today for Christians? You will not. Nigeria said it's going to be a London to what the heaven will look like. If devil is Satan is still there. So I want people to think towards this particular. So it is the same thing with Nigeria. Any time and any day you wake up in Biafra land and see there is still a presence of Nigeria in Biafra territory, there will never be peace. So we must chase Nigeria away, just the way God chased Satan from heaven. Back to where they come from. Everything Nigeria will remove them. Educational system will be removed. Even the religious, the way they worship in Nigeria, oh my God, you need to see our constitution. So what I'm saying is starting from the constitution of the Biafra, the United States of Biafra. So we need to chase Nigeria just like they chase Satan from heaven to wherever they belong to, for peace to reign and return in our land.
Thank you so much for being part of this program. I appreciate everyone that has participated. Please keep your strength, keep focus, and continue to prepare for the restoration of independence in Biafra. The time is coming very soon. We have only but 10 days to go. Prepare yourself and do what you have to do. And Chukwu Okike will continue to guide and protect you. Pray for our Prime Minister. Pray for Mazen Nandekano. Pray for the Liberation Army. We must succeed, and the time is now. Thank you, and stay blessed.